We're here for the launch of Mike Dickson's new book, Our Generous Gene, which is here to inspire the world to be a lot more generous.
I believe the message in this book is fabulously important. I think it's a brilliant book, not because I'm in it, I think that's probably the least good bit of it, but because I think there were many reasons why we could and should be generous, more generous, and why that would have a profound effect on our society. We should be generous because it helps others, we should be generous because it makes us happier, but we should also be generous because it inspires others to spread more of that too. So my final point really was to say that I think what we have here with Mike and with Shuna, who's done so much work as well in this wonderful book, is an example of people who are living this and actually spreading this generosity and inspiring others. So I'd like you to join me in giving them a round of applause.
The next thing that everybody cares really about, whether it's, as I say, an African tribe or whether it's a group of religious Christians or whatever else, is that we actually have an obligation to help people who are less fortunate than ourselves. That's it. We're supposed to pay attention to each other and look after each other and treat each other with respect, and we're supposed to look after people who are less fortunate than us. It just happens to be true. The end.
So whenever I think about people who are creating charities or foundations, if I want to pick anyone's brain, Mike's the first person I go to. So, you know, I've seen Mike for many years as I've been growing up, and so for him to write a book about the generous gene, it just sort of makes so much sense.
So I want the book to become part of a wider conversation. I want to get to a state, imagine what would happen if everybody was known, and this is a dream really, but imagine what would happen if everybody was known for what they did that was remotely useful, as opposed to valued by their wealth.
So I love Mike Dickson's book, Our Generous Gene. I think the message in it is probably one of the most important messages we need to hear as individuals and as a society. We're in a world that's very me-obsessed. It's kind of, we think about success in terms of growing the economy and getting richer, but actually what this book shows us is that we are actually wired to be good to each other, that when we're good to other people, it doesn't just help them, it makes us happier too, and when we're happier, we're more likely to be generous, and actually that it inspires other people to be more generous too. So I hope this book's going to have ripple effects that go throughout our communities and globally.
I loved the words that Mike's been using tonight around this link between, are we truly happier as a nation with all the stuff and the gadgets and everything else we're doing, or aren't we? And maybe generosity's got a lot to play within this. So I think this is a huge part of the next evolution of what we're going through as a society right now. And Mike's right bang in the middle of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think generosity is so important because it's actually just about coming back to our own human nature. And I think, as Mike believes, I believe as well, I think generosity really is inherently part of our DNA, and we've done all these kind of things to come away from it, really. But I think doing these little things intentionally in our own lives, whether we're making donations to our favorite causes, running marathons like Mike did, or standing around holding signs that say smile, I think it's about kind of bringing us back to that place in ourselves that just wants to help others and just kind of be there and connect with people.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you all to change the world, really. To change the world, or at least you're part of it. To actually do something. And to create a world rather than acquire it. To build a world of you and me, not you or me.